The PCR tests are really important, right? They're really instrumental in diagnosing COVID and dealing with the pandemic. And for the test, they take a sample from your nose and from your throat. And I thought, I got tested once. And I thought I was ready. How hard can it be? I mean, I had endoscopy done when I was in high school, and I was not put under. I was wide awake when they put, that whole thing, a hose down my stomach. And they said I had acid reflux, but I don't know if the procedure was done to diagnose it, or it was the procedure that caused it from the trauma of experiencing that thing inside me, And I used to put like raw chickpeas up my nose. Like raw chickpeas, I used to put them up. Sometimes it got stuck and stuff. And, I did that when I was a kid, it was almost like 3 years ago. And people used to ask me back then, they used to say like, why would you put chickpeas up, And I didn't have an answer for them back then, but apparently I've been preparing for a PCR test my whole life. And when I went to get the test done, and I was the first in line when I went there, but I was a gentleman and I gave my place to two ladies who said they had urgent business. They came after me, but they wanted to go and conduct their urgent business with other people, which makes sense. I mean, if you are suspected to have a highly infectious virus, you should conduct your business, urgently. Go talk with people and hug them and kiss them and stuff. Get it over with. So I gave my place to them. But this time, being a gentleman was not very rewarding. I mean, it rarely is. But this time, it meant I had a front row seat to a lot of like, ouch, it hurts, no, it's too deep, stop it, ow. It was not a pretty scene. But I was telling myself, as I was watching these reactions as they were being tested, of course, I was telling myself, don't worry, darling, don't worry, he's going to be different with you. Yes, he's mean with all these other girls, but you're special, you're different, so he's going to be different with you, obviously. Don't worry about that. Apparently that's what you say to yourself in situations like these. And when it was my turn, I suggested like leaning against a wall or something so that I don't jerk my head back. And I thought, if I made it seem like I was trying to make his life easy, maybe he would finally see that I'm special, I'm different from all these other girls, He didn't seem to care much. And when he was done, he went like up my nose. I wanted to ask, like, excuse me, I thought COVID was a respiratory disease. Yeah, it is. Of course it is. Why you're asking? Well, it's just that. Then why did you take a sample from my brain? It was so far up. You put the thing so far up, And afterwards, he even joked. He said, like, oh, you're not going to get a stuffy nose for a while, huh? Stuffy nose? What is a nose exactly, doctor? Please tell me. I was feeling like Voldemort. I almost said, Avada Kedavra. And, well, that would be a bit too harsh, I'll probably say something like, stupid. What are you saying? Stupid you are. You are stupid. That's what I'm saying. And that really doesn't work if you don't have robes on. So just keep that in mind. But he did, you see, he put the thing so far up my nose. I felt like he made a dent in my brain, He played with my personality. He changed something somehow, maybe. I don't know. Did I always feel like this? Is this normal? I don't know. Did I normally speak like this? Who am I? And it felt like he took a sample from my childhood traumas or something. I was expecting to see when I get the test results something like, you asked for a computer from your father when you were 10 years old, but he didn't get you one because he doesn't love you. What? Is this? That's too long. Do I have COVID? But I don't want to badmouth testing, but still you would think, yes, it's a little bit uncomfortable, but people wouldn't avoid getting tested because it's really important. You have to get tested if you're suspected of having a virus, if you're a potential threat for maybe millions of people. But you see, ever since the start of the pandemic, I feel like my suspicions have been sort of proved right, my worst suspicions. And I have concluded that people are stupid. We have this app in Turkey, right? App called Life Fits into Home. Hayat eve sığar, developed by the Ministry of Health. And when I first downloaded it, I was really impressed. You know, I was, whoa, how does it know? I thought it just knew if you were, because it shows your status, your risk status, and you have to have a code from that app to like enter malls and go travel and stuff like this. And I thought it knew because it requires access to your data, your location, your Bluetooth, your nudes, and you know, your stool samples. You have to rub your phone in it and stuff like that. So I just assumed that it knows somehow, but turns out it doesn't know shit. You know, it just takes the data from the national database, basically. If you go get tested, and if you test positive, they put it into the national database and it just takes the information from there. And I thought, when I found it out, I thought, why do I need an app to tell me to stay home if I have, you know, COVID? Why do I need an app to maybe not potentially kill a bunch of people by going outside? But how little did I know about how stupid people can be. So ever since the start of the pandemic, right, we've had on the idiot scale, we've had people who escaped from the buildings where they were under quarantine. We've had people who visited corona patients in bed and then they got corona themselves. How did that happen? That's so weird. And we've had people who tested positive, then escaped from the hospital, and then spat on the faces of the police officers who were trying to get them back. For these people, I have come up with a few like creative punishments, but I feel like I'm not ready to share the dark corners of my mind with my viewers, you know, with millions of people. Okay, tens of people who watch my video. 10 people. Okay, you guys. I'm not ready to share the dark corners of my mind with you guys here. But you can always, please tell me about your creative punishments for these people. And also we've had like people who ran off because they didn't want to get tested. You know, their roommates tested positive and they were going to be tested, but they were nowhere to be found, which is weird. Like you're not afraid of getting the coronavirus per se, but you're afraid of knowing if you had it. Like they're treating life like it's some sort of a movie, you know? They're watching it like they're watching a movie. Oh, don't tell me, don't give me any spoilers. Wait. I think this is how they're going to live the next couple of days, right? Okay, wait, don't tell me. Who's this guy? And who's this character? What's this person? Why is he coughing? Is this the guy from the ICU? Oh, did he die? How many did I kill? This is so exciting. And finally, it has arrived, people. Now in China, they've started testing people for COVID from the backside, from through anal swabs, basically. They take the samples from down there. And I hope they don't do all of them, at least not with the same stick, because the doctor that did me did my nose and throat with the same thing. And if they're doing it with the same, at least don't let them start with the anal, because I mean, my memories can get shittier. See what I did there? Like, shit out of my brain. And I knew, frankly, that some doctor was going to come up with this when I read somewhere that you can test positive from, you know, downstairs even after the virus is evicted from the upstairs region. After I found it out, I was extra adamant about closing the lid of the toilet before I flush, because that's what you're supposed to do, otherwise the virus gets everywhere. Which is really, because if you think about it, the normal way of spreading for the virus, right? It's somebody coughs and you inhale their saliva, which is disgusting. You're basically French kissing a bunch of strangers and you get their virus. That is disgusting enough. But this way, imagine somebody's shit gets into your mouth and it kills you. What does it say in your autopsy reports, you know? Died of a stranger's fart. Poor guy.